We have a little special guest. You're gonna help me pick my TBR. Every time you're in my videos, the only thing people talk about is you. You steal the spotlight. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be selecting the books that I will be reading in December. I feel like in December, the majority of what I want to read are like Christmas romances or just like cozier books. That's really what I'm in the mood for right now. But before we pick out the books, this video is being sponsored by Book of the Month. So if you don't know, I love Book of the Month. They're a really great book subscription service where every month they have a curated selection of new hardcover books. And it's a really great and affordable way to be able to try out new genres or new authors. And with their skip policy, it's really easy to skip a month without being charged. And in December, they have an amazing deal where you can get your first box for just $5. $5. And all you have to do is use the code WONDER and you will get a brand new hardcover book for $5. December had so many great book options. I had a very hard time choosing which ones I wanted, but the two that I picked, this one, All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. This is a thriller that sounds so good. It's about a mother whose son was taken out of his crib in the middle of the night while her and her husband were asleep, and no one knows where he went. And so ever since then, she has not been able to sleep. She's had terrible insomnia and she hasn't slept in over a year. And now this true crime podcaster has reached out to her to talk about what happened. And so she's doing this podcast. She's also had so much lack of sleep. She's very suspicious of the podcaster and like the questions that he's asking. It sounds so good. I had never heard of this. And that's one of the things that I love about Book of the Month is I always discover like new books that I'd never heard of before, and this sounds so good, so up my alley. I love books with podcast elements in it, so I'm very excited to read this. And then the other book that I selected that I was like so shocked to see was a Book of the Month pick, and that is Babel by R.F. Kuang. This book has been everywhere. I would be shocked if you have not heard of this or don't know what this is about. Essentially, it says that it is a historical fantasy epic that grapples with student revolutions, colonial resistance, and the use of language and translation as the dominating tool of the British Empire. I've heard so many like mixed opinions about this book, and I've been very curious to read this. So yeah, like I said, you can use the link in my description and the code WONDER to get your book for $5. And thank you to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Aw, he was sleeping. I'm sorry. So for my TBR, my Patreon book club in December, we are reading Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This sounds so good. It's a Christmas romance about this plus-size adult film star who gets cast in like a Hallmark type of Christmas movie alongside this ex-boy band member who she had a crush on when she was a kid. And when they get on set, he recognizes her from her adult movies, and it just sounds so good. I cannot wait to read this with my patrons. And if you want to read it with us, you can join the Patreon and join all of our discussions. So that for sure is going to be on my TBR. All right, so now we have the TBR jar. I'm hoping that the jar is on the same page as me with picking cozy books. I want cozy, I want Christmas, I want romance. If you've never watched one of my TBR videos, I have a ton of challenges in here with prompts to help me select my TBR. Sometimes the jar works in my favor, sometimes it's trying to sabotage me. We just never know. So let's just start choosing. All right, the first challenge, this one. Ooh, okay. A one-word title. Actually, I know exactly which one I want to pick. It's the next book in the Cloverfield Farm series by Melanie Harlow, Insatiable. It's the third book in the Cloverfield Farm series. I just read book 2 and I loved it, and I really want to continue this series. They are small town romances. This one, let's see what this one is about. I didn't mean to see him naked. It was an accident. It had to be, right? Because Noah McCormick and I have never been anything more than friends. It looks like it's a friends to lovers, which is interesting because that's exactly what book 2 was. So I'm curious to see how this one is different, but I did really like book 2. So yeah, I'm gonna do that one for my one-word title. All right, next challenge. I'm trying to pick ones in the bottom. All right, there we go. Title is a song. Title is a song. I don't think I've ever picked that one either. Oh my god, okay. Let me think about this. Ooh, wait, hold on. This looks like it would be perfect. Misery by Stephen King, which I was already kind of planning on reading in December. And then Maroon 5 has the song Misery. Okay. Also, it looks like this takes place in like a snowy cabin. This is going to be my first Stephen King book, and I'm kind of nervous about it, kind of excited about it. We'll see how I feel. Yeah, let's do this one. I don't know what else I have that's a song title or that I can think of. All right, the next one, this one. A title with 5 words. Ooh, okay, I know exactly what I'm picking. Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane. This is a Christmas romance. It sounds so good. I loved The Charm Offensive, and this is the same author as that. So this one is a sapphic romance, and I believe it is a like fake dating where one of the girls is fake dating this guy, but then she ends up falling for his sister. So cute. It sounds really good. All right, next we have this one, which is a book that has a map. I'm trying to think because I kind of don't want to read fantasy. I'm not really in that mood right now. So what would have a map that's not like high fantasy? Ooh, okay. This one's kind of an unconventional map, but it's a really cool looking book. It's Slade House by David Mitchell. The front inside has this like map of a house or a room. It's like a house floor plan, and it's really cool. It almost looks like the Clue board game with like, you've got the library, the office, the trophy chamber, the tea room. It says, down the road from a working class pub along a narrow brick alleyway, you just might find the entrance to Slade House. A stranger will greet you by name and invite you inside. At first, you won't want to leave. Later, you'll find you can't. Every 9 years, the residents of Slade House extend an invitation to someone who's different or lonely. But what really goes on inside, for those who find out, it's already too late. It sounds so cool, and I really, really like this book. It looks cool. So yeah, let's do that one. Next, let's do this one, which is a book that's under 200 pages. And I know exactly what I want to pick, and that is The Visitor by Sergio Gomez. This is a really short Christmas horror novella about 5 strangers who are forced to take shelter inside of a roadside diner in a snowstorm. It says, this Christmas won't just be white, it'll be red too. And based on the cover, I think this little alien dude comes by and like messes with them. I don't know. I love this cover. I bought it on cover alone. But I'm excited because I feel like all the other Christmas books I have are romances. I wanted like a Christmas horror. All right, let's pick one more book, and let's do this one, which is a book a friend loves. Okay. I had a book in mind that I wanted to put on my TBR. Let me think if I can fit it for this challenge. Oh, you know what? Actually, I can. My patrons are my friends, and a lot of my patrons have been reading this book in the past like week, and they've all loved it. It's called Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison, and it's a Christmas romance. And when I was on Sprints the other day, so many of my patrons were reading this and then all saying that it was like 5 stars. So this is a small town romance about a Christmas tree farm and fake dating. Oh my god, perfect. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be the last book on my TBR. So here is my little stack of TBR books plus the 2 ebooks that I picked, and I'm very excited. I feel like I have a good selection of like Christmas, winter books. I'm ready to just read the coziest books with my Christmas tree and the fireplace, and it's gonna be the best time. Y'all have been asking, I've been listening. Smutathon is back. I am so excited to be able to announce that Smutathon is coming back in December. If you've never heard of Smutathon or you're new to my channel, basically this is a readathon that my friend Lainey and I have been doing for 5 or 6 years now. It's been a long time. Essentially, it is a smutty romance readathon where we just have the best time reading romance books. So this round of Smutathon is going to be taking place the last week of December, so December 26th to the 31st. We are going to be ending the year exactly how it should be ended, and that's reading romance. There are a bunch of challenges, and the theme for this round is naughty or nice. Have you been naughty? Have you been nice? Smutathon is here to find out. So there's two different bingo boards. One of them is the nice board and the other one is the naughty board. So obviously the nice bingo board has more like typical romance tropes or challenges, and then the naughty board is for those of y'all who want to get a little bit extra, a little bit spicier, a little bit smuttier, and that is the board that has some of the more darker challenges. You can choose whichever board you'd like. You can mix and match. There are no real rules here. So I'm just gonna quickly go through the challenges. So we'll start with the nice board. For this one, the challenges are to read a single parent romance, a 2022 release, a fake relationship romance, which could be anything from like fake dating, marriage of convenience, Grumpy Sunshine, my personal favorite, a book with a winter setting, friends to lovers, a small town romance, which I've also been loving a lot lately, a fantasy romance, and then an office or a workplace romance. So then moving on to the naughty board, this one, the challenges are to read an age gap romance, a serial killer romance, taboo, a BDSM romance, a dark romance, captor captive, multiple partners. So this one can include like poly romances or why choose romances, monster romance, another one of my personal favorites, and lastly, mafia. So yeah, like I said, you can pick which board you want to use. You can use both boards. You can try to actually like get a bingo, get 3 in a row. You could try to do the entire board. The sky is the limit. The whole point is just to have an amazing time reading the best romance books. I will be doing a TBR video with all the books I'm gonna be reading in a couple weeks, probably right before Smutathon starts, but I am so excited. So I'm gonna have links to the bingo boards in the description, but you could also find them on my Instagram highlights. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited. Start thinking about what you want to be reading. I am literally so excited for this. I've been waiting to announce this all month. I've been getting a lot of comments from people like, is Smutathon happening? When is Smutathon happening? And I've just had to keep it to myself. But now it's out there and I'm so excited. And I hope you guys are excited too. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!